Kendo Podcast episode 158. In this episode, I want to talk about what is Noru. Kendo Podcast by Hiro Mafuji from KendoGuide.com. Thank you for listening. This podcast is about Japanese martial arts Kendo for Kendo lovers and supported by Kendo enthusiasts through Patreon.com. Thank you for your support, guys. Please visit KendoGuide.com for more Kendo information and how to support KendoGuide.com. Welcome to Kendo Podcast episode 158. Okay, now, what is Noru? Now, the reason I want to talk about this is very difficult term. As a matter of fact, that one of my favorite senseis, Stroud Sensei from Idaho, emailed me and asking me, how would you translate this? And that was one of the books written by Iwatate Sensei. It's called Kendo wa Notte Katsu. Now, very difficult to translate directly from Japanese to English because Noru is the concept. This Noru is very difficult term. So I want to explain what that means. Now, Noru is direct translation is to ride. Ride a bicycle, we say 自転車に乗る. Okay? Now, we use that word for riding something, drive a car, 車を運転する, or we can say 車に乗る. Okay, 車に乗る means to ride. So even you don't drive, you're not in charge of driving the car, you can say 車に乗る because you just hop on to the car someone is driving. You don't have to be the driver. You can just ride on a car. So that's what Noru, general Noru means, all right? And what is that was the concept in Kendo. The term Noru is. Now, physical aspect of Noru is when you go on top of your opponent's shinai. Your shinai is on top. You're riding, right? Your shinai is riding on top of your opponent's shinai. That is Noru. That is the state of Noru. Your shinai is on top. Okay? And then when you win, let's say Aimen. Aimen is you strike both at the same time. Men strike. You strike men and your opponent strikes your men too. Now, men ni noru is you go on top of your opponent's men. So it's almost looks like you're going over your opponent's head. So imagine a wave. From a sea, wave, a big wave coming towards you, and you are overwhelmed by that. Right? That is overwhelmed physically and mentally. You are overpowered by the wave. So that's Noru, And as a matter of fact, if you're just surfing, if you're a surfer, you ride on, you catch a wave, right? You catch a wave. But in Japanese, we say ride on a wave, or the wave, whatever the article you have to use there, right? So Noru means you go on top of whatever you conquer. So nami is wave. You can maybe wave on top of wave, on top of actually nami ni noru means get on the trend as well. And if you're trendy, if you are on top, you are advanced in your, let's say, you are catching up with all the trends in, let's say, Apple, iPhone, for example. You're on top, whatever the new iPhone comes out, you just grab it. You're on top of it. You know everything about iPhone. So that's you're on top. You're not. You're a trend of iPod, iPhone, right? So, and if you're feeling good, you're unstoppable. Okay, you're unstoppable. You have this wave of feeling good. You're on top of yourself. I feel good. You're 調子に乗っている. 調子 means rhythm, or you're doing very well. Now you're unstoppable. You're 調子に乗っている. And also, if you say 調子に乗っている, it has a bad meaning, but I'm gonna, if you use it in the wrong situation, you'll be like, 調子に乗る is like, yeah, I don't know. You're kind of, being snobby. So don't use that word often. I'm trying to explain what we can use the term for. So noru means you're on top of your opponent. All right, you're on top of it. You can win. So beat your opponent. If you are on top of your opponent, physically and mentally, so you can put pressure. You're on top of your opponent. That means your opponent is feeling pressure. So that's noru means. So physically, you are on top of your opponent, like men strike, 1, 2, go, and you strike men. You're striking men from above your opponent's head. Like big men strike, for example, bang, like that. And we can say, oh, your man is being noru. Yeah, 乗ってるね. Your man is on top of your opponent's man, So if you understand the concept of noru, on top, physically and or mentally, you can probably understand the concept. So you go on top of your opponent and strike. 乗って、you have to on top of your opponent first, and then grab a big victory from your opponent. Right, so that's noru is first. Mentally and physically, you have to conquer your opponent or take over your opponent's space or overwhelm your opponent mentally and physically, and then strike. You also already beat your opponent there and then strike. Strike, Kimpad, is a proof that you have already beaten your opponent, okay, before you execute your strike. So that's what it means. I hope this podcast helped you to understand the concept of noru. Okay, and also I will be conducting a survey for you. So I'm not too sure exactly when, but I will let you know. So please participate when it happens. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next podcast. I would like to send special thanks to Patreons for their constant support through patreons.com/Kendo For Life.